What is up, my friends and fellow collectors? I am back with another statue unboxing. Check out what I got. Oh, I got this impressively heavy, insanely huge, massive box from Figurama collectors the other day. This is the Touka versus Tsukiyama statue that they produced for the Tokyo Ghoul line. So I know it's been a minute since I've done a statue unboxing here on the MCE channel, and that's because I've been giving into the dark side and embracing my Star Wars passions over on the hyperdrive. So if you're into Star Wars like I am, Star Wars collecting, you know, statues, figures, prop collectibles, and lightsabers, make sure you follow me on the hyperdrive. I jump to Lightspeed every week with something cool right over there. So I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to get to that. But I will be doing more statue videos here on the MCE channel because I do have a lot of other marble pieces and anime statues like this one right here coming into the house. So I'll be doing those videos for you guys as well. So without further ado, let's get to this box. All right, so before I get this thing out of the box, I just wanted to give a big thanks to Figurama collectors for sending this thing out to me. I actually already did a review on this statue over in Japan when I was out there at the convention. If you guys already saw the video, this was back in 2020. I thought the statue was fantastic when I first saw it. It's a really good looking piece. This here depicts my favorite scene from that anime. I'm not a huge fan of Tokyo Ghoul, but episodes 5 and 6 to me were, at least to me, my favorites. And that battle between Touka and Tsukiyama was awesome. And I think that's really what makes me like really hone in on those two episodes. So when I saw that they were making this, I was like, man, this is cool. Let's take a look at this box. This box is a freaking tank, guys, all right? If you get something broken out of this box, I don't know what they did to it, because this thing looks like it can survive a massive atomic bomb or something. This is ridiculous. But what you're looking at here is the art on it on the front, which is really cool. It's because the actual battle that happens in those episodes takes place in like a church or a chapel. And so you have that stained glass look here on the very front, and then you see Touka up there and Tsukiyama down at the bottom, and they're about ready to go at it. Also in the box, you get the coveted envelope with the seal of Figurama right there. You can see that. That's really cool. I always love how this comes. It's very classy. You know, it makes me feel like I got something super special. You also get this paper here with some instructions that talks about the LED light up features on here. So there's like a stained glass feature in the back, and there's a light that works with that. They take LR41 batteries. Looks like it takes 3 of them. Unfortunately, I do not have these batteries, so that kind of sucks. So inside the envelope, let's see what goodies we have inside this envelope. Okay. You have a art print. Wow, that's a dope looking art print. Okay. That is a really cool art print. This looks like a scene straight out of the film, man. Oh, this is dope. This is really cool. All right, check that out. So you have this really awesome looking art print. Again, it looks like the concept art of what would be the statue. I love the angle that they have on it. It's like it's taken from the floor looking up. You got that stained glass kind of like angled up like that. So I think that looks great. Really awesome. Very, very cool. I love when stuff comes with these statues, especially with the expense that they have, that they come with art prints. You get the certificate of authenticity. This is an artist proof out of 993 pieces. So there is your certificate of authenticity that you will get with your statue. And that really awesome gold seal of approval from Figurama. So that's really cool. Also very classy, I like that. And then you get the instructions on how to build this, which there is a lot of pieces to this. I don't know how easy it's gonna be to put together, but I am definitely gonna be using these instructions. So you get a bunch of instructions inside of this box. And I like this too. I like this way over the QR code in a video. It's because at least with the book, you know, I don't know, I miss books, right? Remember when video games used to come with books? That was like the best. All right, let's get old trusty Sue out here. Chicka, chicka, yeah! So here's the base. It's pretty big. You see that it's got that flower in the front, which is awesome. So the flower is kind of like an Easter egg. It's because Tsukiyama gives a flower to Kaneki. I think it's Kaneki, I think it's how it's pronounced. I always get nailed for it, but the main character of the story, he gives a flower to him, and you know, that's kind of like his way of letting him know that to come to him in this chapel where the fight begins. And then you have this script here in Japanese from the looks of it, all around. and I'm pretty sure that's probably the letter that he wrote to him. Now you want to be careful handling this, is because the petals of the flower here, not the petals, even the petals, but the leaves here, they protrude from the base, and so do some of the thorns here. So you want to make sure that you handle it safely. Here's your bottom of the base, so you can see how that looks. All right. Next part is this section right here of the base. It has a couple of little cool Easter eggs. So right here is the eye patch that Kaneki was wearing just before the battle starts. Tsukiyama hits him real hard, and then it knocks the patch off of his eye. So that's pretty neat. And then right here is some of the shards, I think, from Touka's Kanogai. These names are very difficult for me, so if I am mispronouncing them, please let me know in the comments below, and don't bash me too hard about it, because I see how some people get that. They get like, oh my God, you're like killing my show by pronouncing these names wrong. I'm like, I don't mean anything by it. I like it just like you do. Anyway, that goes right in here, I think, or maybe it goes this way. It goes this way. Yeah, it goes like that. So this part here protrudes out of the base. All right, next up is this other part of the base. This is a much larger section of the base. There are some really cool Easter eggs in this part. There is the letter that Tsukiyama sent a Kaneki, okay? And then there's also Tsukiyama's mask that's right here. You can see it right in this section here. It's hard for me to point my finger at it and look in the camera. But yeah. So that's cool. That got knocked off during the battle. All right, and there's big old key. So this is gonna go right in here and just lays down just like that. Now, it looks like this should probably go in first. So let's pull this back out, pop this guy in first. So it lays down a little more flat, and then this is gonna go in. Yeah, definitely this part should go in first, this bigger section, and then that part should go in next. All right, and then we have another shard from the Kagune of Touka, and you can see that these shards are a clear resin, which is nice. They look really good. Now we got the body of Tsukiyama, and it's accurately done to the way he looked in that episode. So he's got the red shirt, and it's before he got his arm chopped off. So there you go, and there's a punch hole back there for where the Kagune is gonna connect. Really nice look to the shoes. Check out those shoes. Very classy. All right, so next parts are some shards and base elements that we're gonna be putting in. And yeah, be careful with these parts here, man. I just like brushed my hand against it, and it is sharp. You're gonna get hit by the thorns on the rose, man. This is nuts. Very, very sharp pieces. All right, and here's Touka's body. And also very well done. Look at the details in like the jacket that she's wearing. Looks really good. Again, you got the holes in the back for her Kagune to punch in. They even put details on the boots, man. Look at the soles on the boots. Super cool. All right, this one's gonna key in, and you gotta kind of like, there's a hole in this, other than the last part that you just put on, and you have to like kind of put the leg through so that you don't scratch the leg, but then make it to the key, because she kind of goes through that part. So she's gonna punch in just like that. That's dope. That is really cool the way that looks. So then you got two portraits for each character. Here's the portraits for Tsukiyama. So you have this one here, which I'm okay with it. It looks like him, so that's cool. And it's got a smile, so it's got the expression, so this is good. All right. You have this portrait, which I actually like better. All right, and he's got the mask on and everything. And that's real cool. I think that looks really awesome. The thing about this portrait that doesn't make much sense to me is that the mask is sitting on the floor here, like as an Easter egg, which is cool. It actually looks oversized now when I look at it compared to this one. And he didn't have the mask on in that scene. So I'm probably gonna stick with this portrait over the other. So we'll put this one on. All right. All right, and then you got these two different portraits. So you got the one like this with the hair kind of half covering her, and she's looking down kind of fiercely. This one's okay. Probably not gonna use this one. And then you got her ghoul looking face, full anger. and passion. This is the one I'm gonna go with. This one here looks really cool. I love that it's got the eyes, you know, all out and all that. So this is really well done. I'll put that one on. Okay. So it's like she's going down on him. That didn't sound right. All right, and now we got the beginnings of the Kagune. You can see how that looks. This is Touka's. It's painted and it's got kind of like a fiery look to it, so like that. Already looking impressive. Here is Tsukiyama's Kagune, and this is kind of like a little bit of flexibility to it. You can see that it kind of pulls away a little bit, wraps around him. So it has two keys, one where it keys in on the back, right there. And then you also got the key in at the hand, right there. You got this big freaking gnarly looking blade. This looks awesome. One side it's got that kind of like gray tone, but then on the other side you got this like bloodish looking color. So, dope. Yeah, kind of figured that was gonna happen. All right, got to do a real quick fix and then we'll get back to it. So there is an extreme amount of tension in this part here. You can see that it pulls back the other way and it just popped out of his hand. Kind of wish there would have been a magnet there or something to just hold it in place, but it's not hard. I can just put a little glue on it and it'll be back to new. So let me take care of that first, because that's gonna eat at me, and then we'll continue on the build. All right, I'm back, all fixed. All right, so like I said before, there is an intense amount of tension in this wraparound here. So my suggestion is to try to put the hand in first into the key and then afterwards plug this into the back. Otherwise, you may have the same problem that happened. But if you do have the same problem that happened, this is what I use to fix, at least for this type of particular one of the, this particular issue. This is a pretty awesome glue. It's super glue. What I like about this stuff here is that it doesn't leave any of that white residue, after you put it on. What I do is I apply it to a toothpick, really lightly put it around the key area, because that's all it was the key that popped out. And then you could just plug it right back in and it dries super fast. So doesn't leave any marks. You can never tell that it was damaged. So yeah, that's the way to do it. Other things I like to use too is like two-part epoxy, like a clear epoxy is a nice one too. They tend to hold pretty well. But yeah, all done. So let's keep going. All right, look at this. This is freaking impressive. It's big. Check that out. The colors are just super intense. That's the one thing about this piece that I like even more over the first one is the colors. This is so vibrant. Okay, so you can imagine this probably weighs more than she does, and this is gonna key in right in her back. So I'm gonna be curious to see how this works here. Gotta kind of wiggle it and move it to get it into place. Holy mother, that is a lot of weight. You can see the weight pulling back on her, and then she's keyed in here, so it's like the weight kind of locks her back into place on the base, but that is a lot of weight. Oh, there's also another key. There's two keys. Oh, that's awesome. Didn't even notice that. All right, so I got it connected now. Super stressful. I do love the way this looks. This is extremely beautiful, especially the way they have it transitioning from this painted element into this more clear resin, and you can see through, and that looks really neat. I love the transition for that. That looks really nice. What my concern is the weight in this wing. It is very, very, very heavy. I wasn't able to get it to key in all the way back here. So it does balance here on this part of the base, which is balanced there, and I like that because it takes away some of the weight off of Touka. But I still think that this could have been maybe a lighter material, like a plastic or a vinyl or something, just to alleviate some of my fears when I look at this. Very stressful putting this one on and the hand over here. So that's it as far as that goes. You do get two optional, or not optional, but the two portraits. They give you these bust stands for the portraits, which are neat, so you can have these displayed right next to your statue. Check that out. That's cool. And so if you want to swap out parts, you can swap out parts. Very neat. I like that. That is a really cool option. They really do give you a lot of neat stuff with this. You know, you get the art print, you get the optional busts and the portraits, and you get a really awesome looking statue. Look at how huge this thing looks. This is 1/6 scale. How big is this thing? This thing is 22 inches tall at the very height of the wing over here. Looks like about 18, 19 inches, maybe even a little bit more. I'd probably even get to say about 20 inches wide, all right? And then in depth, about 15 inches. So it's big. This is not a small piece. Very, you know, this looks like it could be on its own pedestal, or maybe even in its own spot. It could definitely fit in a Besta, but you would need to make some adjustments to the shelves to get it in there. It's got a lot of height. So I like it. I think it's a really cool looking piece. Definitely, I like it just as much as when I saw it in Japan, and it's cool. I like it. It's very, very, very neat. The paint application looks awesome. I love the vibrant colors and everything. I like all of the little Easter eggs they threw in there. The base has this very elegant look to it, but it also has in itself, you know, little Easter eggs into the base, which I think that is a really cool feature. A few little things that I would say as things that I'm not into. I don't like loose pieces, so I'm not really a big fan of that. This candle is just sitting around there. I may just put this back in the boxes because it kind of tips over a little bit. The rose too, I couldn't find a point. See, it fell again right there. The rose, I couldn't find a point where you can lock it in. So I don't know. I mean, it's cool that it's there though. Again, something I could probably just rest on the base, you know, and then that'll just be another little Easter egg. But then that could have just been glued in, so that way, you know, I don't have to worry about it falling or losing it. And then the stress of putting on the kagunes were a little bit stressful. So if you go to take and put this part on here, you'd have to first get her to key in just a little bit on in the back, and then put this into place here, and then kind of squeeze her towards the kagune, and then it'll lock into place. Just be very, very careful with it. You know, you got to be delicate. And yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. I think, honestly, I like this one better than the first one. You know, the first one was cool, but I'm not a huge fan of Kaneki, or Kaneki. I'm not a big fan of him, but I am a big fan of this particular scene in the TV show. And if you want to see this scene, check out episodes 5 and 6 of Tokyo Ghoul in the first season. You'll get to see this battle right here. Pretty bad, pretty wild. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. And until next time, keep it marvelous.